My name is Falandys. I'm the Specialized Recruitment Coordinator here at MARE, and I started at MARE in June of 2020. So I've been here almost 2 years. I have a relatively small caseload of children who are waiting for an adoptive home, and I work on their behalf to identify permanency for them. All the children and youth on my caseload are diagnosed with some form of medical, intellectual, physical need, and therefore in most cases have been waiting quite a long time to find an adoptive home, and so I work to do more intensive and individualized recruitment. I wish that families knew that in general, disability is not something to be feared. It is part of the human condition. It's a form of diversity. It is something to be identified, to be talked about, to be understood and supported, but it's not something to be feared. Our children and youth with disabilities, a child with a disability is still a child. A teen with a disability is still a teen, and we use the term special needs a lot, but when we think about some of those basic needs like love, safety, connection, those needs are the same for children and youth, whether they have a disability or whether they don't. I also would like for families to know that, when you love someone who sees the world differently or who experiences the world differently, as children and youth with disabilities do, it really opens up your world as well. I am an adopted parent of a child with a disability myself, and seeing the world through his eyes and just experiencing it along with him, it really opens your world up and is such a wonderful experience. We don't want to ignore their disability. We want to talk about it. It's something to talk about, something to support, but not necessarily something, or not at all, something to be fixed. There's diversity of ways that people communicate, ways that people interact with others, ways that people experience the world, and we can acknowledge and we can celebrate that, and we can learn a lot from that. So I think that's a big misconception, that it's something to be addressed, something to work on, something to fix, to try to help the child be more like a child who doesn't have a disability. And I think that really shouldn't be the goal. I also think too that sometimes people feel that they need to have a lot of experience, or that they need to be an expert on medical conditions or different disabilities in order to be a successful parent for a child or youth with a disability, and that really is not the case. I mean, certainly that can be helpful in some ways, but there are a lot of resources and a lot of supports out there, and people who don't necessarily have this experience can still be really wonderful parents for children and youth with disabilities.